Yeah. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Alright. We haven't watched too many of these. But this one is about something that I've been curious about. You guys mentioned this before. It's it's Grantham looking at the M338 as a replacement for the 50 cal. So let's check this out. This, like, you know me. I love the fucking 50. Okay, Jack of all, have a great night. You guys know me. I love the 50 cal. So I am curious about what is something that can potentially be replacing it. Fell. Dracel. Heresy. That is heresy of which you speak. Yeah, there's a reason why it's old, so old though. It's old because the fucker works. Thank you, Kinito.
Amerikański! Zostać mój śled, suka! Got a clock! Back to the elephant, 600 meters! Get that 338 out! Got a clock!
Huh? That? Hang on a second. I need to back that up. What kind of fucking scope system is this? Chat, are you seeing this? This looks like a double scope system here. Yeah! Chat, is that a thing? Is this a thing to do a holo and a rangefinder like that? Is this a thing? Okay. Okay. I'd never seen this before. I'd never seen this kind of scope combo before. I was completely unaware of it. So, okay.
Блядь. Today on Grantham, the SIG M338. You know, SIG has already won the M250, and that's going to be replacing the SAW. But a bigger question...
The SIG 250 is replacing the SAW. I hadn't heard about that. Well, no, Shamison, he just said that SIG won the M250, which is replacing, the M240. So, I guess this is this is supposed to be replacing the Modus, but... Well, Snark Monkey, that's what I'm curious about. Which I'm guessing he's going to demonstrate to see how if it's comparable to the M2 in terms of range and power. Yeah, the Beretta got replaced with the SIG, I'm pretty sure. And is in 6.8, and this is in 338 Norma. Yeah. Okay.
Question is, will the 338 be replacing the M240? Will it be replacing the 50 cal? Perhaps in SOCOM, we don't know. The SIG M338, we're going to do all the testing on it. We're going to talk about it. We have the SIG employees themselves here to explain it. But before we get into that, we of course have to thank the sponsors of the channel. The biggest sponsor of the channel is who, Charles?
Korean meat bathing suits.
Sonoran Desert Institute. It's getting further away every time. The Sonoran Desert Institute, if you're looking to get your start in gunsmithing, they are the...
Well, King, I think it's supposed to, but it hasn't yet. Because I think there have been... why am I thinking that there was some downsides to the 277 Fury replacing the 5.56? I thought there was an issue there with it, but I could be mixing it up with something else. because it hasn't yet. Leo, I'm guessing STF probably reached out to them because they probably just mass blasted them and probably made a very lucrative sponsorship offer to them. That's probably why.
People to go to. We cannot thank them enough. And of course, who can we not forget, Micah?
Primary Arms. And they make an optic that's cooler than... I don't know where I'm going with this, but they're good.
We like them.
Cooler than World War II.
There you have it. Cooler than World War II. And
God.
of course, all ammunition is always sponsored by AC Ammunition, which, unlike your phone, the camera, equipment, and everything that we do all this on, is actually made in America. So big thank you to them. Now, in the case of the ammunition that we have today, of course, this is directly provided by SIG. And the weapon, of course, the M338, is not ours, but is from SIG so that we can do this video on it.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That SIG actually sent Grand the weapon and the ammunition for them to make a video. They've got to be pretty fucking confident in this machine gun for them to send it to Grant. Yeah, they kind of that kind of speaks to their confidence.
So with everything out of the way, let's go ahead, let's get into it.
I figure you'd want to know. Garen Thumb's other video on the 338 has ballistic dummy testing in it.
Yeah, I've seen that in the suggestions. That may be a follow-up.
This guy. Now, here we have St. John from SIG. Thank you for
Nice to see you again, Mike.
Hey, good to
Oh,
see
an
you
actual
again.
SIG guy.
You did a great job with the M250 video. So good of a job that they actually let you come to us this time.
Well, like I told you, I moved the needle, right? Not in content, but in comments. So, handsome, good looks, and the erotic mustache.
That wasn't going to be how I described it, but it's.
This man does have a pretty epic fucking mustache, I must say. Lloyd from oh fuck, what was it called? A Million Ways to Die in the West would be proud of this mustache. Indeed.
Something. Okay, the M338. Can you explain to me the thought process behind this? What do you guys classify this as? This is a medium machine gun?
Yeah, this is the SIG medium machine gun MG. It's a machine gun that was developed out of a necessity from an operational capabilities gap from the U.S. Army to kind of bridge that distance between a 7.62 and a 50 cal, and really a little bit closer to the 50 cal side, right? So 7.62 M240 machine gun capabilities, 800 meters on a point target. This is, extending it to 1,500 meters, anti-material capability. It really bleeds.
Wait, sorry, I talked over him. Anti what?
Extending it to 1,500 meters, anti-material capability. It really.
Boy, the 338 has anti-material capability. To the point that it could potentially replace the 50. I hope we get some very good examples with this.
Really bleeds into that M250 cal space.
So from reading up on it, I understand that the M338 is capable of 1,500 on a point target, 2,000 on an area, and about 6,000 total. So we have quite a bit of range on this, and a big, I think, reason for the development of this was overmatch, because this is a much lighter weapon than the M2, and it's actually 3 pounds lighter than the M240, depending on the variant.
Depending on the variant. So our gun right now, the Gen 3 is coming in at about 23.1 pounds. So you could say 60 pounds lighter than an M2. And when you
okay, let's forget about it being lighter than an M2. A fucking M2 is not a quote-unquote squad weapon. An M2 is a mounted weapon. This is a bit apples and oranges here. Let's be honest. The 50 cal is a mounted machine gun. You're either mounting it on a vehicle or you're mounting it on a tripod. This is clearly designed as a squad weapon for an individual to carry. Oh, okay, Mannix, have a good night. So it's kind of apples to oranges on this one. Because this is actually designed to be carried by a person and does not require, 5-10 minutes to set up. The M2. I'm talking about the M2. The M2 is primarily a vehicle-mounted weapon, or it can be tripod-mounted on the ground, but again, that takes time to set up. So, I would say this falls more in line with the replacement of the 240, the 249, or, you know, the M60. I can't see this being a decent vehicle-mounted weapon, because that's where the M2 shines. The M2 shines as a vehicle-mounted weapon. And, Squishy Lord, thank you for the follow. Exactly. Exactly, homely. It is a mounted crew serve weapon. Okay, alright. Well, and exactly, Wolfie, like, he's saying that it has anti-material capabilities, but maybe we'll see in the tests. We may very well see it in the tests if the M33 has anti-material capabilities that will make it a viable alternative to the M2. We shall see. And Sniper Bay, thank you for the gifted. Someone tell Moros to refresh. Someone tell Moros to refresh. So let's see. I'm guessing they're going to give us an example to demonstrate their anti-material capability. We'll see. We'll make the judgment. Moros, is you back yet? Did you refresh? Please refresh, Moros. Yeah, well, Dresel, I mean, it's not that much weaker, but it is also round size, and even if it's, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But we're obviously going to get an example, so let's see.
You look at the capability gap, you know, if you think about it from what was going on the last 22 years, you know, it's kind of a good example when you're looking out here at Mr. Crazy Guy with the rake over there. But when you look at the ridge-to-ridge capability, the ridge-to-valley capability, the man portability of being able to take this up the mountain, and then when you look at it from a simple blocking position, the only way of being able to have an anti-material, anti-vehicular capability before was bringing a heavy weapon, and now I can give it to a guy like you, and you can carry it to the battlefield. That's it.
Right here we have 50 cal. Right here we have the 338 Norma Magnum. This is open tip. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna shoot it.
Yeah.
On the ballistic.
Okay, he did not do a good side-by-side there. Like, there is a stark fucking difference in round size between the 338 and the 50. That is a stark fucking difference. K-Dog, in this situation, yes it is. And, well, that's what I'm saying, Wolfie. That's what I'm saying. This is more, I feel like it's going to be closer to a replacement for the 240, 249 with the M60 versus the M2. I could see this being replaced for a squad weapon for a well, yeah, it's a squad weapon for your squad, but it's not going to be a replacement for the M2 crew operated machine gun. Okay, Snark Monkey, have a good night. But yeah, Joyce, I know. I'm kind of just like going down the line. Yeah, but like the 240, I could see this being a replacement for the 240 and 249. I can't see it being replaced for a replacement for the 50. At least not yet. Now, who knows? The demonstration may change my mind. When they actually go through a demonstration of it, that may very well change my mind. But this feels more like a squad replacement weapon, not a crew replacement weapon. I cannot see them swapping the 50s out on Humvees with these things. They said it's going to replace the 50, but is it viable? Which we're going to find out. Hopefully we're gonna find out.
Norma Magnum, this is open tip. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna shoot it on the ballistic dummy, we're gonna look at the capability, and then we're gonna do some more, figuring out on this and seeing how it performs. But talk is cheap.
Probably very possible, yes.
Paid for by SIG.
And the best way to figure out ballistics is going to be, of course, what, Charles?
Tubby Labs ballistic dummies. This is the North Korean version, as you can tell.
It's a good approximation to ballistic performance. Now, of course, the 338 is a very powerful round. We're very close. This is, Saving Private Ryan on the beach style,
Yeah, K-Dog, and that's where my mind is thinking. Is the 250 is going to replace the 249. The 33, I think, is going to replace the 240 as a, what's the word I'm looking for? A fighting emplacement weapon. It'll be a replacement for, bunker weapon emplacements, or, foxhole emplacements if it's like an established area. That I could see it replacing that. For the vehicle-mounted M2, even if it performs well, I can't see it replacing that, because the M2 has the benefit of not only being an anti-personnel machine gun, it is also a anti-vehicle, even to a degree light armored vehicle. And I do not see the M33 being able to replace that. I don't see this being a replacement to it. Now again, anti-material, Wolfie, but how much anti-material? That's the question, which we may see in demonstration. Yeah, we may see that in demonstration, and I may change my mind.
No.
Oh, but from the other side?
More!
Nice.
John, more!
Wait, what did he say?
More!
Oh, more.
John, more!
I'm out.
That's all you had? Give us a belt!
I need a reload!
I got you!
God. I mean, it chewed up this target real good. It absolutely chewed up the target. Great. There is no denying that. Well, is that a fucking bone? Maybe. It is shattering the bone. It is shattering the bone. Like, for anti-personnel? Yeah, well, yeah, Sniper Bait. It's the 7.62 is... Hell, the 5.56 could do the same thing. In a saw. 5.56 in a saw could do this. But... okay, it's showing that it can be an anti-personnel replacement for the 240. So... it's certainly doing a fine job. It's doing its job. Well, I'm impressed.
Obviously the M33.
It's a damn fine machine gun. No question there.
With the 338 Norma Magnum is an incredibly powerful round, and as you can see here, it absolutely shredded the body in half because it is a...
My ROE dictated that I couldn't shoot people with the M2 only equipment. Good thing people... God, dry cell.
extremely violent cartridge. It's really good.
Yeah.
I do want to say that this is actually the highest level of carnage that we've gotten from a
Wow.
weapon. I understand that the barrel change is quite quick on the M338.
Yeah, purposely. Obviously, with a machine gun, you want to be able to change the barrel quite quickly, as you were kind of talking earlier about, how a machine gun works and area fire and beaten zones and stuff like that in a high volume, obviously.
Wagon Rider, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you so much.
Is the gun high volume fire makes it heat up. Usually you have a gun team, and one of the person's responsibility is to manage the gun while the guy's firing the gun, and barrel changes are required.
Well, and we can't show that on YouTube, but it is as quick as a snap of the fingers right here.
Yeah, so
That's quick.
Wait. They can't show the barrel change? Why? How is that against YouTube's TOS? It's... Because it's... That doesn't make assembly. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh my god. I don't think it's a military secret, Dragar, because I'm guessing there's probably lots of instructional videos out there not on YouTube for this that are publicly made, but yeah, via weapon construction. Okay.
So normally
St.
just
John
a snap
doesn't
of the
like me.
fingers. No, it's just a snap of the fingers.
Yeah, snap of the fingers.
No, so it is so what you have here is you have the assault version of the barrel. So when you do look at the gun overall length, it's quite large. Even though it's a lightweight machine gun, at 23 pounds, you put a 24-inch barrel on it so that you can get...
Andrea, I've never watched it. I don't even know who that is. So I don't know.
Get that 2,000 meter capability. The nice thing about the shorter assault barrel is it allows you an opportunity to still be supersonic past 1,500 meters and be a little bit more maneuverable for, an assault machine gun type role.
What's the length on the barrel on this?
Oh, so that's why the barrel got changed out. They changed... Okay, so it's... I was under the impression that they changed out the barrel because it got too hot. Kind of like with the M2, where you need to change out the barrel because it gets overused. Well, I guess maybe that's still the reason. But they're demonstrating a shorter assault barrel to make it easier to wield. Okay. So it is the hot barrel, but they're just showcasing another barrel that's available to it. Okay.
And be a little bit more maneuverable for, an assault machine gun type role.
What's the length on the barrel on this guy?
This one right here is 17 inches.
Okay, and that's supersonic past 15?
It is, yes.
Impressive.
See it.
Very impressive.
It is impressive.
That is actually pretty cool.
It's, the round's pretty magical, really, when you think about it.
And so we talked a lot about the recoil mitigation system. So if you don't mind, we could show a little bit of the shooting here. Mike, we'd have you get on the side and then just kind of see what that looks like.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. So before we go on,
yeah,
I didn't know we only were kind of getting towards the end here, so it kind of feels odd bringing it up because it was the first thing I wanted to bring up with you was I was excited for you today because it's kind of been a complete journey for me, and it's always an exciting day at SIG. But I seen you got that Toyota pickup up there, four-wheel drive TRD Pro. You probably had a Miata or some exotic sports car like that. You look like a guy who's been compensating his whole life, and I would say that when you, well, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah, he's not wrong.
But that journey's complete today with the 338 machine gun.
Yeah, I can overcompensate for everything in my entire life, all my failures. That he's gonna walk and shoot it. Look at me, I'm John. I work out.
You can hold them tripods if you want while firing too. Kind of.
Is he hip firing? Oh, shoulder hip firing.
God.
That's impressive. That is fucking impressive. I want to see that again.
I work out sometimes.
You can hold them tripods if you want while firing too. Kind of.
Yeah, and you're right. It's got a reciprocating barrel on it too. That's pretty fucking impressive. Yeah. That's fucking nice.
Damn. What? Oh, god damn. Oh, Jesus fuck.
Not bad.
Fuck me. And I'm gonna flat out say it. I'm jealous right now because, chat, you will never see me doing this. Because, in this case, I'm too little. I am too little to be able to fire this machine gun in this manner. I would have I'm too small. Yeah, I would have to use the bipod. Unfortunately. This makes me jealous, though, the fact that I can't do this. Well, Wolfie, it's not an issue of the recoil. It's, number one, the weight of this thing. And I have a feeling, like, my arm my left arm to hold it here would probably be, like, hyperextended. And I would not be able to have a good grip on it. I'm afraid. So, even with a forward vertical, you probably could. I think it may have rails here. And the guy from Sig said you can actually drop the bipod and use the bipod essentially as a vertical grip. But of course, that's even further forward. Yeah, I'm too tiny, chat. I'm just a little thing. This is one that's gonna be for me to shoulder fire it. This one's a little too big for me, I'm afraid. I'd be happy to fire it on the bipod, though.
Oh, god damn. Oh, Jesus fuck.
Not bad. Better than me.
Because I fired it standing earlier. It didn't seem that bad.
Yo, Falcon. Remember I told you about Mr. No Legs. You can do a Mr. No Legs with this fucking thing.
Bad. That just whooped my
Wait,
fucking
Micah,
ass.
do you think that you could fire that standing?
I could walk and shoot that. Better than John Crane, even. What was that look, John?
No.
Oh my god.
Do I gotta push this forward? Yep.
Oh lord.
All right.
Oh god.
Stop walking back. Jesus.
Dude, hey, to be clear, nobody showed me how to load it, and I just loaded it.
Nice job.
Oh, great job.
That gives us a lot of
Play Call of
confidence on
Duty.
you walking and shooting. Proud of you. All right,
not
you want
gonna.
to shoot it standing first before you try to walk?
No.
Okay.
Removing the stock incognito would make this thing unwieldable. I would, at the bare minimum, I would need the stock to brace it to balance the thing. And, well, Moros, how tall is Lily? How tall is Lily? Because I like B. How tall is she? Cause I know she's small. Any idea? She's 4'10". Okay, I am not as small as Lily. No. But I'm not that much bigger. Oh. Oh wait, she's Shy Lily's 5'3"? Okay, I need a consensus here. I'm seeing 4'10", I'm seeing 5'3", I'm seeing 5'1". Somebody give me a real answer here. Okay, let me put it this way. If Lily is like 5'1" or 5'3", yes, I'm as small as Lily. If she's either 5'1" or 5'3", yes, I'm as small as her. Yes, I am. So yes, I am small. She's 4'10" to 4'11". Okay, so I'm slightly taller. I am a little taller than Shy Lily. But I am still small. I am.
Okay, baby. Yeah, I stood still. All right.
Okay, try it.
Here we go. I can't
Yes,
do it.
Blades.
I couldn't do it. How'd you do that? One more try. One more
Okay,
try.
okay.
I'm coming back for redemption.
Ah. Oh, that is so weird.
God, like he could not walk forward. The gun, it seems like the machine gun was pushing him back so much he couldn't walk forward. Now imagine me trying to shoot this thing. Thank you, Xanax. I try to be cute. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You could see him. You could see the Recoil shoving him backwards.
Ah. That is
Yeah.
so.
The Recoil was literally pushing him backwards. Oh, Becky. Well, yeah, Tracel, that's what I was saying. It is the Recoil was pushing him back so hard that when he let go of the trigger, he shot forward. That speaks a lot to how much recoil this thing has.
Weird. I'm actually okay, John. I made fun of you, but color me impressed.
Short barrel is way lighter. So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about some of the points that we haven't really gotten to in just shooting it.
Yeah,
so
exactly, Tracel.
With the suppressor that we have here, this is mostly like a signature reduction, right? When it comes to sound and for the shooter and flash downrange, correct?
I'd say that that's probably more of a primary function of a machine gun suppressor, but obviously it does have some sound suppressive qualities as well, right? Mm-hmm. And that suppressor is built from, you know, we've talked in previous shows about the Surge program to the SLX suppressor that's on the NGSW guns. This is our BLX.
Exactly. Like Robo Spartan, I mean, every machine gun has the capability of you shoulder firing it. Does not mean it's the optimal way to shoot it. Let's be honest, because you're not going to be able to, unless you have a beefy as fuck guy like Sweet Johansson. And big props to anyone that just got that reference. You're not going to be shoulder firing this in a combat situation like that. Your suppressing fire will be done from a bipod, from the bipod. You absolutely will. That is what it's designed for. Honestly, Liam, he could walk and shoulder fire it, but he's not going to be able to do it optimally. Because machine guns like this are made for suppression. Let's be honest. These are made for suppression fire. And you're not going to be able to accomplish that from shoulder fire position. Effectively. Can you fire from the shoulder? Yes, you can. Can you fire it effectively in the way that this weapon is designed? Probably not. And I am shocked that none of you got my Sweet Johansson joke. I am shocked that none of you got that. None of you guys have ever heard of the Swede? Are you? Thank you, Dragon Rider. One of you got it. Thank you, Dragon Rider. You have restored my faith in your chat. You have restored my faith in chat. I was making a joke that, you know, unless you're a big guy like Sweet Johansson, you're not going to be able to, you're not going to be doing suppressing fire shoulder mounting this. It's okay. Guys, I'm joking. I'm joking. And hi, Kyler. Welcome to the chat. Very funny, right? Okay, I will explain the joke. The movie is called Heartbreak Ridge. It is a Clint Eastwood movie where Clint Eastwood plays a Marine Force recon sergeant who takes over basically a platoon of a recon platoon who basically are just fuck-ups. He turns them into an elite Marine fighting force. One of them is a fucking behemoth of a man known as Sweet Johansson. And guess what he carries? He carries the fucking N60. And this motherfucker shoulder fires it. So, that was the reference. Yes, Gunnery Sergeant Tom fucking Highway. Beautiful, classic movie. Oh yeah, Falcon, it's one of my favorite Eastwood movies too. I fucking loved him in that. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It's from the 80s. I think it's 80s. Great movie, especially if you love the military and especially the Marines, because it is a fucking Marine movie. It is 100% a Marine movie.
Which is an extension of the SLX, which is trying to evacuate those gases from the shooter. I think when you shot this, when you were up in New Hampshire, maybe 6-8 months ago, the Gen 2 gun with the Gen 2 suppressor, you ate a lot of gas.
I did. Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was a standard, normal, welded baffle design type of can, and so we've,
No, Falcon, this is long before, what's his name? Alan Rickman's. Yeah, the Alan Rickman, if he was alive, he was probably like in single-digit age back when Heartbreak Ridge came out. This was a long time ago. It's Clint Eastwood and it's Mario Van Peebles. Mario Van Peebles co-stars in it. So, and yes, it involved. Well, I wasn't gonna say that, Dragonheart, but
put our flow-through technology in there. And you figure the challenge is that, for one, you got a high pressure round, but it's also about 100 grains of powder compared to 46 to 48 with the 7.62 machine gun. So there's a lot
86.
more gas, and so I don't think you probably experienced much of that today.
What? He's that old? Really? I thought he was younger. He looks so much younger than that. Are you sure you're thinking of the right one, Leo? Because if he was born in no, that's not him. That's not the same Alan Rickman. I think you're misspelling the name. It's R-I-C-H. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure his last name is spelled R-I-C-H. Yeah, I think you may have Googled the wrong actor. Because that would make Alan Rickman like fucking 80. No fucking way. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm breaking away from this video to look. Hang on. Richardson. So okay, I got the name wrong. Richardson. Alan Richardson. I wrong name. I said Rickman. I gave the wrong name. It's Richardson. That's who it was. Not Rickman. There was the confusion. I gave the wrong name. My apologies. I gave the wrong name.
And specifically, comparatively, significantly less.
It was way better this time around. Definite improvement that we're seeing there. Kind of moving down here. As far as
okay, K-Dog, good night.
Points, we just have our standard M-lock that we have, just going down for whatever you might need. And then when it comes to the optic mounting, what I've always liked about whether it be the M250 or the 338 is the fact that, like, compared to the SAW, this Picatinny rail isn't moving, so that's going to ensure just a more consistent zero.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a more fixed rail on it. Coming back up a little bit, two-position.
Wait. Does the SAW have a movable Picatinny rail? Why would you do that? Why would you have a Picatinny? Oh, because there's oh. Well, but this one does too. Yeah, I've known a few people who are not fans of the SAW. Yeah.
Gas, it's usually normal and adverse, not suppressed, unsuppressed, works in either position. Mm-hmm. We've got our bipod leg, same one on the NGSW, John. I know that, we talked about a few things that there are positives and negatives about it. We've got the captured top.
Joyce, I was just about to say that. The opportunity I had to fire off the SAW, I found it jammed. For too much for my liking. Yeah, I had the same experience. Is the damn thing jammed? way too much for me, and I did not like it. I much preferred the M60 because I had an opportunity to fire the M60. I definitely prefer the 60 over the saw. Granted, the 60 is a lot fucking bigger, but I was actually, I think I was able to be more accurate with the 60 than I was with the saw. Honestly. I was. Okay, Moros, have a good night. What? Yeah, Leo, I don't think it jammed on me I don't think it jammed on me as much as, like, you know, to warrant the meme, but it jammed enough that I was like, I don't like this. Whereas I can't recall when I was able to shoot the 60, I can't recall having a single jam on when you know, on the 60. I cannot Oh, good luck with your interview, Morris. I hope things go well for you. Yeah, again, thank you. Well, yeah, Jameson, I don't recall if I got the opportunity to fire it using the magazine. Which, okay, and that's another thing. Magazine firing a 249 is fucking stupid. Because the magazine holds 30 fucking rounds. Why are you gonna put 30 fucking rounds into a goddamn machine gun? So, it's like, yeah, like, let's be honest. The only way to shoot the 249 is belt fed from the box. That's it. There's, I mean, yeah, right. I suppose for desperation, if you run dry, if you know, if you run dry on on the box, then you know you can have one of your squad mates, you know, toss you a mag and you can load up and you could use it that way. I suppose, but hi, doctor, how's it going? Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, that's like what someone was saying, where, you know, in an act of desperation, yeah, I can see that making sense, but it doesn't work great. Oh, I can only imagine Zurich dry cell. Hell, I can only imagine the fun of carrying the goddamn 249 in and of itself. Thank you, Kimito.
Rail that I told you was going to come on the XM250 eventually. So you have that captured top rail so that when you do have your inline optics, they rotate out to do your barrel change, and you don't have to worry about the top cover coming off.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. That's actually kind of cool.
Positives and negatives about it. If you know.
That's okay, so that's how you change the barrel. That opened up a little bit easy for my taste. That's honestly, that opened up a little bit too easy for my liking. Yeah, but this is to change the barrel. That's to change the barrel, and look at how easy it snapped open.
We talked about a few things that were their positives and negatives about it. If you know,
there's a little bit of resistance there, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm iffy. I'm iffy about how easy that came open. Yeah, slide it forward, then pivot it, and then you of course use the handle to ratchet up and remove the barrel. But did he? I missed that. It didn't look like
gas, it. It's usually normal and adverse, not suppressed, unsuppressed, works in either position. We've got our bipod leg, same one on the NGSW, John. I know that, you know, we talked about a few things that were their positives and negatives about it. If you know, we've got.
Sure as hell didn't look like it. Granted, it could have, it's possible that maybe there was, wait. It's possible maybe he depressed something with his thumb that we're not seeing. Possibly. But Yeah, it's difficult to say.
If we've got the captured top rail.
Maybe
that I told you is
Robospartan.
gonna
That's
come
also
on the,
possible too.
XM250 eventually. So you have that captured top rail so that when you do have your inline optics, they rotate out to do your barrel change, and you don't have to worry about the top cover coming off. Really, it's kind of an extension of our small gun. The big gun is really, even though the big gun was born first. Side opening feed tray cover. We've did some improvements since the last time. We've got some ammo keeps. Still can loaded open feed tray or closed feed tray with the spoon pull through. Similar design that you see on the NGSW for the magazine.
That's interesting. That's interesting. You can load this thing either cover open or cover closed. You said there's a spoon feed that will allow you to actually load this with the cover closed. That's interesting to me. That you can do it that way. I've only experienced loading machine guns with opening the cover. Not, and wow. That's it. That's actually pretty cool. I like that.
And I'm supposed to get a shout out to my friend Nikki. She's like, oh, that gun has a ammo purse. So, I mean, I thought that was...
That's the name of it, actually.
Yeah, it is an ammo
That
purse.
is actually correct.
I told her I'd give her a shout out for that.
Good, yeah.
But I thought it was quite unique. But obviously the magazine, drum, we got 50 and 100 round for this gun. One of the unique features on the gun is that it's left side or right side charge, left side or right side feed. So you can configure this gun. So when you start thinking about, like, say, dual mounts, boat mounts, and things like that, rather than having to have an offset like you would have in your 7.62 machine guns to allow for the feeding on both sides, you can bring them in together and you can have them feed from left to right side and manage it that direction. Foldable buttstock, collapsible buttstock, modular buttstock. The buttstock can actually just rotate the hinge, switch over the tube, and all of a sudden now it folds to the left or right depending on what you want to have it. We have
Convenient.
We have butterfly grips for it, and then when you get back into the AR style control, similar to our NGSW, full auto first. It's a machine gun first, semi-auto second for that long range engagement, that 1500.
This can go into single action or semi-automatic. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. You could pull Carlos Hancock with this thing. Yeah, that's exactly, Drossel. That's what I'm thinking. Because if memory or Halfcock, excuse me, I said Hancock, I know, Halfcock, Carlos Halfcock. Because if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves, because it has been a while, there was no option for semi-auto on the 249. That was just turn and burn. Yeah, that gives you a sniper option on this thing. The M2, oh yes, the M2 does, Wolfie, I know that. I was thinking the 249, not the M2. Trust me, I know that the M2 is semi-auto. I've done it. That's like when I first fired that, they first had me fired on semi-auto to get the feel of the kickback before they let me go full auto. But that kind of gives another option to this that I don't know if they're going to address. The best sniper used a fucking M2. Not a 60 or 240. One of the best snipers used an M2. Carlos Halfcock actually used an M2 as a sniper rifle.
2,000 meter area that we were talking about earlier in the video.
It doesn't feel quite like a 180-degree turn to get to that semi-auto. It feels like...
No, it's...
Oh! Hi, 504! You couldn't send chats? Well, it's working now, thankfully.
I don't know what it is. I think it's just another 30 degrees.
Does it? Okay, I couldn't remember Robospartan. As I said, it's been a while.
Like the old M16s and everything.
Absolutely.
It's never a good time.
And then from a functional standpoint, John, you being a machine gunner, you understand, especially, aircraft loading. When you aircraft loaded before, put the rounds on top, and you're putting it on fire in a helicopter as you're coming into land, on fire, trigger being pulled, you're holding it to the rear, right? And then putting it on safe and then letting everything go forward. We solved that problem. There's no sear bind issues with this gun. You can aircraft load it, and when it's on safe, you can charge it and go. So we've kind of managed, that aspect that we didn't really like about machine guns as well. So this is a Gen 3. The Gen 4 gun is actually, I think when you were up at the plant may have been, man, it was just last summer, I think.
Yeah, not too long ago.
And that was when we were in the beginning of our Gen 3 gun and testing, and we're already building our Gen 4s now, which is the improvements upon this. And we will turn those Gen 4 guns into the Army program this summer for, to an opportunity to be selected. Between Gen 2 and Gen 4, we're going to have close to 800,000 rounds, and 300,000 of those being the specific ammunition that the Army's going to test with. And that's kind of a extensive amount of testing. You think about it specifically when you start talking $4 to $5 a bullet. And so
it's fine. It's sick. You guys will be okay.
I'm probably taking some of John's equipment here as a down payment for everything he shot today. So
okay, everything that John has, you can have.
I can have, yeah.
It's totally fine. John, so you've gotten a lot of trigger time on this today, probably about 400 rounds. What are your impressions, having had so much time on the other belt-fed systems?
I'd say the 4 biggest things that I like. Number 1 being that safety, because like you said, aircraft loading, that makes it a lot safer, but also newer guys, whenever they're first learning their machine guns, a lot of times they'll rack a 240 or a saw on safe, and it's a bitch to get that unmessed up. The second one is, you already touched on it, optic being on a rigid, not moving Picatinny rail. Not only is that obviously better for 0, but also my red dot isn't jumping around as much because the feed tray cover would be rattling. Next, I really like how the nutsack or the ammo purse goes into the gun. It's
oh God, it's Ching. Why would you want me on your lap? I would sit on your lap while firing the quad minigun. If I get to be the one to fire it, then I'll sit in your lap.
It's a big improvement over trying to get that dovetail in perfectly. This one, it's just simple, click straight in and then just pop straight out. And lastly, M-LOK, way of the future, but it also doubles as cooling ports. I think that's a huge step in the right direction.
It's always cool taking a look at these weapons that are a possibility of the future, so I'm really interested to see what the Gen 4 looks like, and this might be kind of what the United States military ends up going with, and that's cool to be able to get these first looks. So we can't thank you enough for coming out here and bringing it out, and of course for you bringing your beautiful self out to Idaho, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming out, brother.
It's quite tropical.
I appreciate you. Well, guys, as always, glad you could stay tuned and train, get out there, have a good time. But the biggest thing is always going to be our dad advice. And since we have St. John here, you're like a dad to so many people. I definitely feel inadequate right now. So, if you could give our audience some dad advice, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, you blindsided me last time, so I actually thought about it. So
did you?
There's way more pressure on this one because it actually might be
Yeah,
level,
you might say something profound.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. It could actually be worse that it didn't come off the cuff, right? Yeah. But I think what I came up with was marry for money and looks, love will come later.
Ouch! My goodness! That's some hell of advice. I will say, the weapon impressed me. It did. That weapon did impress me. I still don't think it's a good replacement for the M2. I still don't. It's a good replacement for the 240 and 249. Absolutely. It's not a replacement for the M2. Sorry.